All right, everybody, it's Chris here again, and today's topic is going to be what is the one diet change, the one thing that, in my opinion, gives you the most leverage when it comes to balancing your hormones, whether you're having thyroid issues, adrenal issues, whether you're having fatigue, whether you feel moody, whether you're having difficulty getting pregnant, whatever the situation is, hormones are critical to that whole process. And, you know, people come see me all the time in clinic with those issues, and we're able to get really good results just using natural stuff like diet, lifestyle, the acupuncture, the herbal and nutritional supplements. But people are always asking me, so what is the one thing? Like, if you had to tell somebody, you just do this one thing and it's going to make the biggest difference, what would it be? So let me explain something really quick before I tell you what it is. In my experience doing this as long as I have, there's really two most critical components to flipping that switch in your body that I call that awakens what I call healing intelligence. So flipping that switch that then awakens that part of you that already knows how to heal the condition that you find yourself in, that already knows how to strengthen the glands and balance the hormones and get more energy and all these different things and stabilize your mood. There's a part of you that already has all that covered. And so the trick is how to wake that up. The trick is how to turn that switch on so that you're essentially exiting from what I call a negative loop. A negative loop being where you just kind of gradually feel worse and worse and worse into a positive loop where you gradually feel better and better and better. And yes, no matter what your age, no matter what your situation, you can get into that positive loop. And when you feel better, when you actually feel better, it's because you are better. So people will kind of get obsessed with the numbers and, so what are my numbers and this and that and the other, and looking at blood tests and all that, which as if you've watched one of my previous videos, blood tests are useful tools, but the bottom line is when you feel better, you are better. End of story. If you wake up with more energy, if you have more restful sleep, if you're more focused and your mood is more level, if you are not having big energy swings throughout the day, then guess what? You're better. And your numbers are going to reflect that. So when it comes to this whole situation, the two key things are, one, clarity. And what do I mean by clarity? Clarity means, your body has signals going through it all the time. All these different signals that are telling, that your body's using to talk to itself. Think of it kind of like a radio signal going through the air. You pick up, you're in your car, you turn on the radio, and suddenly you pick up this signal. And that signal has been broadcast from miles and miles and miles away. And if you're on a satellite radio, it's like I don't know, I think millions of miles, technically, or at least hundreds of thousands of miles that signal has traveled. Well, on the scale of your body and the cells inside your body, the distance from your brain, let's say, to your pancreas, or from your brain to your thyroid, or from your brain to your ovaries, or your brain to whatever tissue that your nervous system interacts with, because your nervous system pulses these hormones that control all of the other systems in your body. So let's say, that distance just on the scale of those cells is like millions of miles. It would be like getting a little space capsule and traveling, to the moon and back to get a signal from one part to the other. And yet it happens like instantaneously. It's unbelievable when you think about, like, for instance, if someone injects epinephrine into the bloodstream, literally within milliseconds, that epinephrine has already gone into the heart and traveled throughout the body to have its effects. So that's how amazing and sensitive your body is at sending signals. But those signals have to have clarity behind them. So what do I mean by that? What I mean is that if you think of the radio analogy, if you're listening to the radio in your car and there's a thunderstorm going on outside, you'll hear the little zaps in the signal. Sometimes it can block, if the lightning strikes close enough to you, it can completely block the signal for like seconds. Like you don't even hear anything but static. And those are like what I call disruptors in terms of your hormones. So there's a lot of different disruptors, and we're not going to get into all of these disruptors right now because I could go on and on about that. But maybe we'll talk about that next week. But the point is that your body's going on with all these signals, and then there's all these things that are disruptors that are getting in the way. And when those disruptors come into play, what happens is then the cells and the tissues aren't able to get the information they need to know exactly what to do, and you don't feel well. I mean, you start to have breakdowns in the communication network of your body. So when that happens, then things like your adrenal glands will start to have mixed signals going on. Your thyroid may start to have mixed signals going on. Your immune system may start to have mixed signals going on. Your neurotransmitters in your nervous system may start to have mixed signals. And so things aren't able to coordinate effectively and work together effectively. And then you don't feel well. So clarity is absolutely critical. And we create clarity by eliminating disruptors, okay? Second thing that's absolutely critical, and this is kind of like, 101, but energy. So you need clarity, you need like the open channel through which everything can flow, but then you need the energy to create the things that your body needs to create. Your body has to create like billions of different things all the time. Like literally right now as you're watching this video, your body is creating billions of things. Enzymes, proteins, sugars, fats, just you name it, neurotransmitters, very complex hormonal structures, very complex receptors on the cells, all these different things. Your body's creating them right this second. And everything that it's creating takes energy to create those things. Just like if you have a factory and, you need to plug into the electrical grid and get plenty of power into that factory so that it has the ability to run the machines and the lights are on and everybody can do their job, right? So clarity and energy. And by the way, the disruptors that I was talking about earlier, they can not only disrupt the clarity, they can disrupt the availability of energy, just like when you have a power surge or a brief power outage. So you need these two things, clarity and energy, are absolutely critical. And so the one thing that's going to support that more than anything else is water. And you know what? Right now, you're either going to keep watching, you're just going to turn this off, and I'm totally cool with that, because most people, when I say, hey, you just only need to drink water, I mean, literally the reaction is like I just have like a third eye pop out of my forehead. Like they have no idea how they're going to even begin to do that. Water's boring, or it just doesn't taste good, or oh, it's just, I need something, I need to have some flavor and all this. Look, first of all, your body has to work to actually separate out the water from whatever else is in there, whether it's a Coke or a Diet Coke or juice. God forbid. I mean, juice is absolutely horrifically bad for you. If you drink fruit juice, like really like pure fruit juice, undiluted fruit juice, you might as well just hook yourself up to an IV of white sugar water. Because yeah, sure, there's some vitamins in there and there's some other stuff in there that's good for you, but at the end of the day, the sugar content is off the charts. And one of the biggest disruptors is insulin. One of the biggest hormonal disruptors, that lightning bolt that like cuts out the radio, is insulin. So anytime that you can just drink water, you're actually eliminating like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of disruptors. The second thing is that, you know, like I said before, you need energy, and it takes energy. Like if you drink a Diet Coke, which has, you know, coloring in it, artificial sweeteners, all kinds of different ingredients in there, your body has to work to filter all that. Because here's what your body wants. Your body wants the water. I don't care what you're drinking, even if it's tea. Tea is good for you. There's certain types of herbal teas and things that are really good for you that can be used medicinally, and a very dilute mixture of tea is fine. You know, especially like, you know, a very high quality green tea or something like that. Very dilute. If you make it too concentrated, you get too much caffeine, you're just stimulating your body, stimulating your adrenal glands, you know, destabilizing your blood sugar. So even tea can be a problem. But when you drink that water, you see, all your body wants out of the juice, out of the whatever it is, when you drink something, all your body wants is the water. So it's going to work to extract the water, because why? Water is the substrate for every single chemical reaction in your body that creates energy. Okay, let me repeat that. Water is the substrate, the single substrate for every single chemical reaction in your body that creates energy. Okay? So your water is like precious gold to your body. It's like diamonds to your body. Your body wants that water. And by just drinking water, you eliminate the work, which takes the energy for your body. You just are literally putting the water in your body. It takes absolutely no energy whatsoever for your body to absorb it. Number two, you're eliminating the disruptors. You're creating an amazing amount of clarity so that your body can communicate and have healthy balance and signaling, and all the different systems in your body can work together harmoniously. So water is the key. Now, there's a link in the description of this video if you're watching on Facebook. If you're watching somewhere else, there's a button on the page, I'm sure, and it links you to my perfect hydration plan. Now, the perfect hydration plan. Why is it perfect? Well, nothing's ever perfect, but this thing gets the job done. So in that case, I think it's pretty perfect. Second of all, it's a plan. So when you actually have a plan going into something, if you want to try to drink more water and you actually have a plan, you are like 100,000 times more likely to succeed. I remember I had this roommate in college, and his father was a very high-level Air Force admiral or something. Or they don't have admirals in the Air Force, but was a very high-level officer in the Air Force. And my friend would always tell me that one of his dad's favorite sayings was PPP, PPPP, which means proper preparation prevents piss poor performance. So, you know, when you prepare, you have a plan, you're going to get it done. That's what it boils down to. So this perfect hydration plan is really simple, but it'll help you transition to drinking water as your primary source of hydration. And you can get it for free. You just have to click the link. So click the link and get the perfect hydration plan and start on your journey to more clarity and more energy. And when you have more clarity and more energy, you feel better. You're more focused. Your mood is better. Your hormones are more balanced. You are simply kicking butt every day. And that's what it boils down to. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Get your perfect hydration plan. And then, hey, on the perfect hydration plan, there's instructions how to contact me. Hey, post a comment to this video. I'm here to help. Definitely here to answer your questions. So thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.